Today I want to talk about the winners and losers of the upcoming 4.5 update. I'm not going to go through all the changes, but the ones that really stand out. And changes are necessary, metagame shifts, so after playing early access, here's some of the things that I noticed. First, Hela and Neore are going to be a dynamic duo, a very strong team up. That's for a couple reasons. There's some nuance you need to know. Just at base, both of them together, we have inherent anti-dive and anti-flyer. It's just a good thing to have. The team up is Deep Wrath. Hela channels energy of the undead to empower Neore. When Neore strikes with his trident, a spectral water column erupts on the target. Enemies hit are slowed and suffer reduced healing. Whenever Hela or Neore assist in a knockout, an invulnerable undead maestro spawns at the enemy's position, automatically attacking the nearest foe for a short time before banishing. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's first start with the undead squids. They're invulnerable, so once they spawn, they cannot be destroyed. They're up, they're dealing damage. They shoot 4 shots, and each shot deals 12 damage, so a max damage of 48 through the duration. They do have fall off, so targets that are far away, they take about half damage, 6 per hit. These squids are kind of coded the same way as the Hela crows. As I went over in the Hela guide, the crows will spawn on assists. As long as you get damage on an enemy, an ally can take them out with the final blow, meaning you get an assist, and the crow's still going to spawn. The same thing happens with these squids. If you're Hela, just deal damage everywhere that you can, and if an ally takes them out, a crow will pop up, and now a squid. The crow explosion's 92 damage, and then we add on top the squid's 48 damage for a total of 140. They get hit by that crow explosion in that area. It's crazy. And again, that's when Hela gets KOs or assists. Then on the other side, we have Neore. He gets a new attack. It's on a 20-second cooldown. It's a ring on the ground. It's like his ult, and this thing can go out infinite range, meaning you can place it and just guarantee damage on an area. Damage-wise, the ring has 2 circles. 65 damage dealt in the center, 45 damage on the outside. And when enemies are hit by any part of it, they're slowed and have reduced healing for 2 seconds. So you can throw this into the front line, try to get picks. It's just an awesome primer or cleanup. But then we have the other part of the team up, the undead squids. On KOs and assists, Neore also has these undead maestro squids pop up. First thing, if they're both shooting at the same enemy, Hela's crow squid always takes over. It doesn't matter who gets the final blow, it's always Hela's crow explosion, then the squid. But the crazy part, since it's on assists, big picture, we have Hela putting in shots at multiple ranges. We have Neore putting in shots with his trident throws. We have Neore having 2 squids on the ground. So at any given time, there are 4 sources just putting in damage. Like, let's say a squid chips a Spider-Man and your ally Psylocke takes them out, the undead maestro is going to pop up. And again, these can't be destroyed. So say that's up, now you have 5 sources, those getting damage in, on and on. There can be 5 undead squids on the ground at the same time, on top of the 2 that Neore can put down, so 7 total. Both of these heroes are just going to be doing what they're doing. Putting in shots, landing multiple shots. The squids are getting a whole bunch of chip damage. On those downs, more squids pop up. There could be a chain reaction of them. It is really, really strong. Expect them. Next is the Human Torch. I mean, what have they done to Johnny Storm? This guy's received numerous changes, big buffs at one point, but now it's just a ton of nerfs. And honestly, I just wish they would revert him back to his launch state. It was good, the way they had him when he came out. Now, this round of nerfs just slow him down even more. First, during Plasma Body, they reduced the movement speed from 900 to 850, and I have the comparison on screen, and it isn't that bad, it is what it is. I'm guessing that's what they were going for, their intention. And then we have 2 nerfs to his primary. They reduced the fire cluster hit damage per projectile from 5.5 to 5. It used to be 7 when it came out, then they added more projectiles, then 6, then 5.5, now it's 5. Here's where we are currently. He's an anchor, so he gets 5% more damage. So this attack is actually 5.25, nerfed from 5.775. So he shoots 14 shots in his cluster. That's a total of 73.5 damage. A crit is 147. Before, it was 80.85 to the body, 161.7 to the crit. So a lot of damage was lost with this nerf. And then as you go back on top, the meteor was a 12-second cooldown. Now it's 20, or it's been 20. You got more health when you did the meteor, and just so many nerfs. But to top it off even more, and I'm really surprised they went this hard at Johnny, the cluster now has a 0.5 second delay before ammo begins to replenish. So he's doing way less damage, and once you get to the end of his shots, you have to wait. Then it refills and shoot. And with this nerf, you have to pretty much, quote, reload with Johnny now. Shoot all your shots, use the plasma body, move around, wait for all of them to refill, shoot all your shots. Because if you just sit there and try to shoot them over and over with that penalty, it just doesn't work. And I feel really bad for all the Johnny mains out there. This update didn't help him one bit. It's a brutal overall nerf. You're about to see a lot of Punisher. Why? Because you're about to see a lot of Daredevil. If you miss out on the insta-lock, this is always a good follow-up. It also helps that Punisher's a very good hero. They have a new team-up, Bestial Hunt. Daredevil shares the location of his Sonic Pursuit target with the Punisher. At the same time, the Punisher can launch a devil-infused shock grenade to damage and blind enemies. First, we have the extra grenade. It deals 47 damage and it blinds. Pretty simple. It's an extra thing to throw out, especially if you throw it on the enemy that Daredevil's about to dive. You also throw back-to-back with your right-click, so you can throw out this to blind them and then immediately follow it up with smoke. But to me, the most important part is them sharing the marked target. Because Punisher has the Warrior's Gaze passive, where you can retain vision on enemies that disappear from field of view for a short duration. You now add in Daredevil's mark. The enemy will stay on your screen. You can always see them as long as they're marked by Daredevil. I mean, in early access, my Daredevil buddy is a literal bot, but they can mark somebody. You can pay attention to who they mark, and you can both work together to make sure that the target goes down. Especially if you and a friend have comms, like, hey, there's a Luna, I'm going for her, marks. You can see the Luna moving. You're going to position yourself to help out Daredevil because when he dives, he deals massive damage, and the Punisher has constant damage. I believe it's a really, really good team up and a very deadly duo. Next, we have some changes to Jean Grey. Nerfs all around. But after playing her, she's still really good. Maybe there's been some overreaction. Her function is still there. Her kit is still intact. It's not like Human Torch. Johnny got gutted. Jean Grey, the more I've seen him played, she just got put in line a little bit. They said Jean Grey's burst potential has been toned down. Melee attacks no longer stack sparks. Primary weapon ammo no longer replenishes during Dark Ascent. New, they've added a 1-second cooldown to Dark Ascent, so there was one goal in mind when they did this. First part, melee attacks no longer stack sparks. When I had early access for Jean Grey, before she came out, I found this. I thought there was no way this rides, like no way it makes it into the release. It did, and here we are a little bit later, they're removing it. Melees no longer grant sparks, but remember with Jean Grey, if you spam the melee button, she will melee faster than just holding it. But with Dark Ascent, you can cancel and melee over and over. That gets us to the second part. They've added a 1-second cooldown to Dark Ascent. This is for her flight. Before, again, those things together, you could just melee cancel, keep spamming melees, keep spamming ignitions. You can't do that anymore. Not only do you not get sparks, but you can't even do it now. You can't do this melee spam because of that 1-second delay. Then also during Dark Descent, primary weapon ammo no longer replenishes. I'm not sure about this one. All that means is you're gonna have to reload now. All things considered, she still does what she does very well. She just lost that close quarter spam, that close quarter melt, which honestly probably didn't need to be there in the first place. She still hit scan. She still punishes groups. She still stops ultimates in their tracks, like Rocket. Phoenix still shuts things down, and she's still very good. But with that said, I know how communities go. She's nerfed, she sucks now. They destroyed her. Hela's gonna see some new life with that. And Hela also got a little bit of a buff. 25 health after using her bird, that's great. And the real reason to play her, and why she's a winner this season, is because of the team up with Neore. It is so good. But since Jean Grey is getting nerfed, Hela, in a lot of people's eyes, is an indirect winner because of that. A collateral winner. Ultron got some changes too, and I have thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. It's a nerf. They said the dials on Ultron's healing and ultimate ability uptime are being slightly tuned back. Reduce imperative patch healing amount from 35 to 30 and healing bonus to followed allies from 10 to 5. They increased the energy cost of his ultimate from 3400 to 3700, so they made that ultimate take a little bit longer to get. But I've always thought that for what he is, Ultron has good healing. I mean, when he first came out, remember? He was the MVP king. He stole it from everybody, had great healing, good numbers. And the change is slight. 35 to 30, 10 to 5. And I thought that he played really well. And the reason why I thought that is because in the end, I think this change, this nerf, I should say, was to place him directly how they made him. A hybrid duelist and strategist. Meaning that when he's picked, it's often as the third strategist. Luna, Cloak and Dagger, Ultron. And since he is being picked as that third strategist, I think that the developers bumped back that healing a little bit to not have best of all worlds. And I think he's still going to be great if he's that third strategist because his primary is awesome. He still gives overhealth. I think his ultimate is good. And what they did, it's not bad in the grand scheme. Ultron still has a place. A low-key one with a huge impact is what they did with Rocket. Rocket's ultimate ability gets a boost. Increased damage boost granted by the CYA, his ultimate, from 25% to a 40% damage boost. And 40% is the holy grail of damage boost. It's the same exact as what Luna gives. when she's not healing, and Luna got her ultimate, the duration, nerfed from 12 seconds to 10. Meanwhile, Rocket, his last 12 seconds, you get continuous bonus health, you get 40% more damage for you and your team, and that is enough. It is enough to sustain and overpower whatever's going on. This is one of my favorite buffs of 4.5. It's a low-key one. It puts him in a great position. And I like some of the other ones that I tried. I mean, Iron Fist just does a tad better versus Vanguard's. Blade gets to his max stacks a little bit faster. Mr. Fantastic has a nice one. After the distended grip, the target gets afflicted with a 1-second immobilization effect. And from what I played, the ones that I went over, those are the big winners and losers of it all. Some are really bad. I mean, Human Torch felt awful. Others, they're kind of more in line with their roles. Jean Grey and Ultron still playable. Really good things for Hela, for Punisher, Rocket, things like that. And of course, the star of the show, Daredevil, is a beast. There's a lot to like, a lot to look forward to, and all of this will shake up the meta. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about all this down below. What do you see that you like? What do you not like? Let's talk about it. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I'm CoolGuy.